The different formulas have been developed for calculation of break-even point in units, in sales, and for different purposes. The first formula break-even point in units, as we have already discussed, fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, and this is the break-even point in units. This is the first formula. If we want to calculate break-even point in sales, that is break-even sales, then simply this is units, multiply this by sale price per unit. That's why the formula has been changed to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit into sales per unit. We can revise this formula in different way. Simply this is divided by S, and this is nothing but known as PV ratio, profit value ratio. That means sometimes in a problem you will be given profit volume ratio directly. Then you will use this formula to find out the break-even sales. Or sometimes it is convenient to get the break-even sales after calculation of PV ratio. That's why this formula has been developed. PV is equal to C by S. C means contribution, S means sales. Okay. Now sales units for a desired profit. We have already shown through numerical problems how you calculate the number of units to be produced and sell for a desired profit. Here I have mentioned here the formula for it. Fixed cost plus desired profit divided by contribution per unit. By applying this formula, you can get directly the units required to produce and sell for the desired profit. Sale for a desired profit. This formula also can be used for finding sales for a desired PV ratio, desired profit. Another formula for PV ratio is change in profit by change in sales into 100, and this will be in the form of percentage. If you not multiply by 100, then it is simply the ratio. The advantage of PV is it indicates the profit earning capacity of the product. If PV is more or higher, then the profit earning capacity is more. If it is less or lower value, then the profit earning capacity is less. Now, here again, the concept of break-even point is given through graphs, and this is called profit volume graph. It is shown here through an example. Suppose the sale price for a product is rupees 5 per unit, variable cost rupees 3 per unit, fixed cost say rupees 10,000, and we have to prepare a profit graph at sales volume 2000 units. How the graph is prepared, I just first describe the graph. This x-axis represents sales. Sales is represented by x-axis, and y-axis is represented profit or loss. If it is below the x-axis line, that means this is the loss area, and this is for profit values. Okay, and this is the profit line, and this is break-even point, and how it is drawn. First of all, if the sale is zero, then there is no contribution, and that means the entire fixed cost is loss. In this problem, the fixed cost is 10,000. That's why at zero sales, the loss is 10,000. 10, it is in thousands. This is the first point. That is when sale is zero, you will get this point. If the fixed cost is 15,000, then the point will be here. If the fixed cost is 20,000, then the point is here. That means the loss will be 20,000. Now we have to calculate another point, that is the profit line for sell 20,000 units. It is shown here. For 20,000 units, the sale value is 1 lakh, because per unit sale value is rupees 5. That's why 1 lakh. Less variable cost per unit 3. That's why the total variable cost is 60,000. and the difference is the contribution. Now if we minus or less the fixed cost 10,000, the profit is 30,000. That means at the sales point, sales value 1 lakh, the profit is 30,000. In this way, we'll get another point. This is the sale, x-axis is sale, this is 1 lakh, this is in lakh, and for that point, the profit is 30,000. Profit is mentioned as the y-axis, this is the profit point. Now we have got 2 points. One is this and another is this. This is for profit and this is for loss. If you join this line, then it will represent the profit line. Then how it works? See, if the sale is 0, then the total loss is 10,000. Now when sale increases, that means you are getting contribution, and that contribution decreases the loss from 10,000 to, first say this is 8,000, 7,000 in this way, and at this point the loss will be 0. There is no profit also, and this is the break-even point. That means if you connect this line and if you use a graph paper, from that graph itself you can find out the break-even point. This cutting point is a break-even point because here it is no loss, no profit. Now if the sale volume exceeded, then the contribution will be the profit. That's why you can say after break-even point, this is contribution line, you can say, or profit line. In this way, the profit will be increased after increasing the sales volume and sales value, and finally the highest capacity, in this case shown 20,000 units, that's 1 lakh sales value, the profit is 30,000 rupees. And this area is called the profit area, and this area is called the loss area, and this angle is called the angle of incidence. If the angle is more, then the earning capacity will be more. That means for units increase in the sales value, the profit will be more. And this gap, the maximum capacity, profit, and no loss of profit, is called margin of safety. In this way, in very simple way, you can draw a break-even graph. That means you need to know the fixed cost and the value of profit for any sales volume or sales amount. If we join that 2 points, then you will get the line and it will represent all the information: the break-even point, loss area, profit area, margin of safety, all this. This is called profit volume. These are the basic concepts of margin costing and application of cost. At the beginning we have classified behavior wise, and that application is being shown here for marginal costing application and finding out the break-even point analysis. We have got the idea of break-even point, break-even sales, break-even units, the profit required for which the unit sale is required, all these things. Thank you. I'm going to discuss a special type of problem relating to break-even analysis of marginal cost. The data is given here, only the sales and profit figure for 2 years are given, and from this data we have to find out first PV ratio, break-even point, sales, and that is break-even sales, profit or loss at sales value of rupees 50,000, sales required to earn a profit of rupees 19,000, margin of safety if sale is rupees 60,000. This is the problem. You can solve this problem in different way. I have no question for them, but the method should be correct. So I am discussing to solve this problem in this way. Just see it. If any problem, then you just write, then I will give the answer. We know the formula PV ratio is change in contribution by change in sales, and also PV ratio change in profit by change in sales. That's why we have summarized the data in this form. Sales and profit, second year sale is this, and profit is this. I have taken from this. This is second year figure is written first, and this is the first year figure. So that I have to calculate the changes. If you make difference, 91 is 80,000, this is the change in sales and profit for the same company, and this is the for different periods change in profit. If you put these changes in the formula, then you will get the PV ratio. Change in profit is 4,000 and change in sales is 10,000. That's why the PV ratio is 0.4. Sometimes the PV ratio is also presented in percentage form. That's why you have converted this percentage as 40%. In this case, we have not utilized this formula as in the problem straight away the profit figure is given, contribution is not. That's why when you will apply the formula, then always check what data are available for calculation. That's why we have applied this part of this portion of the formula, this part of the formula. Now, second question: what will be the break-even sales? We know contribution is equal to fixed profit plus fixed cost plus profit. We have mentioned it several times in my previous video. Again, we know you can write contribution is equal to S into P by V. Why? Because S into PV means C by S and CC will be strike out, then C. That means in place of contribution, you can write S into PV ratio. Any point of sales, if you multiply by PV ratio of that company, then you will get the contribution straight away. Here we have done this. So for contribution, we written S into PV ratio into fixed cost plus profit. We have taken the figure of this year. You can also do for this year figure, you will get the same result. You can check it. And if you simplify it, 97 is the sale, PV ratio is 0.4, and F, and this is the profit figure, 40,000. Then after simplification, you will get the fixed cost as 22,000. Now at break-even point, break-even sales profit will be 0. That's why we have written in this way. Contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. For break-even, the profit is 0. That's why I put 0. This is the fixed cost. And break-even sales. What will the break-even sales? We have to find out it into PV ratio. We have already discussed, if you multiply sales by PV ratio, you will get contribution. So as the formula is contribution is equal to A plus P, that's why you multiply it. And after simplification, fixed cost 22,000, PV value is this. You will get break-even sale as 55,000. So this part of the answer is over. Now see, at the sale value of rupees 50,000, what will be the profit or loss? Now first you have to convert this to contribution. As we have already mentioned, if you multiply the sales figure by the PV ratio, then you will get the contribution. And with the formula of contribution is this. Contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. To get contribution at sales figure of 50,000 into PV ratio. This is contribution is equal to F plus P. We don't know what is the value of P, that we have to find out. Now, if you multiply this and simplify, then the value of P comes negative of 2,000. That means, negative means what? That means it is not profit, it is loss. That means at sales value of rupees 50,000, the company is in loss of rupees 2,000. This is the answer. Now, come to the next part, D. Sales required to earn a profit 19,000. What would be the sale figure for getting desired profit or profit 19,000? To get 19,000 profit, how much contribution is required? Because we know contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. That's why for this company the fixed cost is 22,000 and profit required is 19,000. That means 41,000 contribution is required to get 19,000 of profit. Hence, required sales value. How much sales? We know sales figure is, sales into PV ratio is equal to contribution, and this is known. You have to find out the sale figure. That's why sale is equal to C divided by PV. That we have done. C divided by PV. The required contribution is 41,000 divided by PV ratio, and by this you will get the required sales. That means required sale is 1,02,500. You can check it. Now the last part, margin of safety. How much margin of safety if the sale figure is rupees 60,000? Margin of safety means that sales figure which is above break-even sales. In this case, sales figure given is 60,000 and break-even sales is 55,000. It is already calculated. That's why the margin of safety is 5,000. If the sale figure is 70,000, then the margin of safety will be 70 whereas 55,000. That is picture in this way. Okay, that means your is safety measure of this safety measure for 5,000. This is all about this problem, how to solve it. You can solve it in another way also, that I'm not going to discuss here. That is up to you, but the method should be correct. In my next video, I will show you how you will find out the break-even point for a company or firm of multiple products. And application of limiting factor. Suppose the company are producing 2 3 products and the resources are limited for different products and the PV ratio, profit earning ratios are different. In that case, how will decide which product how much will produce so that in total the profit will be maximum. And I am also interested to show you one case study. And nowadays, the fast food product are very common and everybody knows. And how the marginal costing concept can be applied, that I will discuss. And at the same time, the different problems can be tackled by the owner or by the owner of the firm by applying marginal cost. And few special management decisions like make or buy or accepting the export orders or say the capacity determination and the business or plant should be closed, shut down or not. What type of decision, how you can take to marginal costing, that also I will discuss later on in separate video. And if you have any problem in doubt, you please write to me and I will give the answer. No problem for that. Okay, thank you.